Let's have a look at the way they're going to shape up tonight. And Manly has just made the one change. It's a very important one, as you well know. They lost in tragic circumstances Paul Vaughton during Sunday's game. But quite a simple change, really. Cleal comes back from the centres to the second row. He captains the side, and Close comes into the centres. They're coached by Bobby Fulton. St George, well, Roy Masters has had to make a lot of changes since we kicked off this year. But that side you're looking at on the screen now is probably the one that most St George fans thought would be there on a regular basis. The likes of Young and Jarvis in the front row, Fafita back in the second row, Beattie in the centres, though he says he'll be back in reserve grade come the weekend, and Burgess is back at full back. This arena finds us a long way from the action as spectators. Our cameras, of course, taking you in much closer than if you were here live at the ground. This sports centre, I'm told, was built with the Commonwealth Games in mind, athletics and the like. And recently, apparently, the rugby league ground as such has been pulled across closer to the grandstand, which is packed to capacity, the grandstand. It is, I was going to say standing room only, but I doubt very much if that'd be an apt enough description. Here's Manly getting us underway, and they're running into the teeth of a gale force wind, and Fafita back in the top grade. This is Young, and you can feel the atmosphere a long way away from that playing field as these two very great rugby league clubs come together in our second quarter-final. Jarvis, who's captained the St George side for a good period of time in the absence of Craig Young, I would think relishing the fact that he's dismantled that particular task. And here's the first penalty of the game going to the Manly Sea Eagles.
The in-goals are going to be one of the problems that both teams will suffer in trying to judge their bombs and their grubber kicks tonight. In the moving of the oval, or the football field on this oval surface, they've brought it from the centre to the sidelines, but that's had to mean they've got the absolute minimum width in goals.
Saints coming back now towards the Manly line with Craig Young. Funnel. Gibbs the tackler in the headgear. Haddock, Linane, Haddock, Fafita. Head-on tackle by Lyons stopped his progress. Penalty to the Saints now. Now, I doubt very much if Michael O'Connor will miss this. So here he is. Dual international that he is. Strikes it, it's coming around, and I think he's got it. I thought he might have overhooked it. But first points in the second quarter-final go to the Saints. They lead the Eagles 2-0. Ron Gibbs, the Manly second rower, getting some attention to, I think it's his right knee. Here's Hardy coming on the burst.
Didn't he come from deep? If you're going to hit the ball up, that's the way to do it.
Daly now. Good tackle by Young. He hit him with everything, but Daly took it.
The more I see of Daly, the more I like him. He's a non-stop young front rower, tireless in the centre of the rucks tonight.
Cleal now. Played ahead with no marker, reaching the 22 line. Now it's Hasler. Cox off the left foot and back to the blind. Shapes the kick and holds it back. Across now for Ronson. 5 gone for the Eagles. A bomb will stay up there for almost half an hour. There it goes from Cox. Plenty of time for the runners. Oh, and they're going to score. Yes, it's a try for Cliffy Lyons. Well, it didn't pan out exactly as maybe I was suggesting by saying a bomb will hang up there for half an hour. But see it again, it's still up there, and it gave Manly time to come on down. Then it was raked backwards into the arms of Lions, and a fair try to the Eagles.
You'd probably wait a full season before you'd see Glenn Burgess drop a ball, but here it was pressure put on by Dale Shearer that caused the fumble. Shearer went for the ball, not the man. It touched him, went back to Cliff Lyons, and he scores a great Manly try.
There it is again, no question that it came off the hands of Dale Shearer. Cochrane's got it. Flags up. 6 points to 2 in favour of the Eagles. This is Gibbs. He's all right now. That right knee must have been given the right treatment by the right doctor. Here's Hasler. Look at Hasler go inside the 32. Oh, he may have passed it too early.
I think he was waiting for the support in the form of Ronson to come. Ronson was just a little bit late in linking up with him, but great work by Hasler. He just simply waltzed through the St George defence.
So it's a quick ball to the left, and here's Cox. Now, if you think Mitchell's running back into the traffic,
he is.
You're quite right, but the St George defence, and keep in mind, Beattie's out there tonight. They're getting up quick, and they're turning Cox back inside. Cleo, close. They're inside the 32, and Bobby Fulton must be totally wrapped with the way this match has gone after 20 minutes. Hasler kicks ahead. Oh! Blake has gone in chase of it, and it's gone to ground. It's still on the ground, and the referee has ruled forced in goal by the Saints. But goodness gracious me, have a look at this. Hasler was taken just after he kicked the ball. Then Blake and Burgess, no thought of self-preservation. It was Michael O'Connor hanging on like a mother-in-law there. Ball put down behind Craig Young. This is Guida. Now it's Funnell stepping out of one. Hardy's got him and driven him to the ground on the 32-metre line. Morris. Hardy's made 2 in a row. Guida. Haddock switching it for Young. Up the middle goes Young. 3 Manly players in defence. Cox, Gibbs and Hardy. Guida. Now it's Haddock. Little ball then for Morris. Morris! Steve Morris within 2 metres of the line. 5 gone. Guida, Funnell, Selby. Oh, it's a forward pass. Annesley rolling a forward pass. Well, I'm blowed if I thought it was. Selby. Young to the blind. Out the back, Cleo had him, ball and all. So one would think, but still Young able to release it as he was flung to the ground. Here's Kinchella. This must be their 4th tackle. Cross now, a cutout ball around the back to Fafita, and he's tackled in front of the uprights. 12 metres out. Still it's, well, it must be 4 now because it's Guida who's taken it ahead. No indication of 5. There it is now. I was 1 ahead of myself. Haddock, Linane, long ball. Here's a Funnell. Funnell's tackled off, ball and all. But it was just trying to pinpoint the actual tackler.
I think it was Bill Hardy who saved an absolutely desperate situation here for Manly. He came across over the top in cover defence and with a smothering tackle.
Linane. Long ball, a good ball by Linane. Shearer was up very quickly to blot Beattie out.
Once again, it was St George looking to attack from a set scrum situation.
Fafita. 25 metres from the Manly line. Haddock. Selby. Jarvis, Young, Guida, through to Haddock, onto Fafita, and Chris Close comes up and smothers Fafita. Linane, Funnell, inside the quarter, he might go all the way, no, he's put it down. If they can hang on to this lead and come round with the breeze in the last 2 quarters, they'll be looking just fine. And they're doing their damnedest to keep Saints at bay, who seem to be certain to score 2 tries. Played by Burgess. The Saints are 15 metres out. Make that 12 metres out as Jarvis unloads to Guida. Brushes off one, ducks under another. Goodness gracious, a worm couldn't have got much lower than little Chris Guida. It's gone across to Perry Haddock, back to Craig Young. Out the back now for Steve Funnell, and Funnell's put down 8 metres from the Manly line.
St George just a little bit bunched at the moment. They need some more spread in their attack to spread the Manly defence.
This is Morris. Well, he said play on. He's ruled that the ball-carrying arm or the ball didn't come in contact with the ground, obviously. This is Selby. 9 metres from the Manly line. And so as St George continues to really punch on the attack, Manly continues to come up with this impregnable defence at the moment. Will that word still apply after this play? Oh dear, how close can you go? A line drop out for the Eagles to restart. The referee has ruled a line drop out. Lyons is saying, what about the bomb taken in goal? This is Lyons. There's the siren as Hasler kicks ahead. The ball coming down behind him. He flicks it out the back desperately. Playing right onto the whistle. Cliffy Lyons down the ground. Dale Shearer's gone inside the 32. He puts in the centre kick. Not as good as he wanted. But let's see what the result is. Manly rake it back again. Hardy scoops it up. Out it goes wide. Mitchell Cox is still going. What an end to a fantastic 20 minutes of football. As the ball eventually is taken to ground by Steve Funnell. And the crowd loving every moment. They wouldn't know whether it was 0 degrees at the moment. The football has attracted their entire attention. Manly 6, St George 2. That's the National Panasonic scoreboard at half-time in the second quarter-final. Funnell to play it. Fafita. Beattie over the halfway. And Blake it is who makes the tackle. Morris, Haddock, Linane. Young's out there. They cut him out. Give it to O'Connor. This Manly defence is holding them out. 5 gone as Morris escapes 1, escapes 2, chips over the top of 3, but back there to take it is Marty Gurr. Johns, a run of 20 metres. Gibbs coming off for Manly. Who's on, Graham?
Steve Prest is on in 16. Obviously, that's that knee injury that Gibbs suffered early in the first quarter.
Saints are going to have to think of something else. The bomb or the grubber kick. No one can deny that this Manly defensive line has been absolutely superb. Gurr. Pressed. Hardy. Cochrane. Close. Oh, Young had him and let him go. Ronson centre kick. Pressure for Burgess. Burgess takes it in nicely. Good piece of football by Manly. Graham Wynn going out in jumper number 17. Brings a big roar from the crowd. They're a very popular side here in Newcastle, the Saints. In fact, Funnell coming off. We've been to several country centres with St George, and they're a very, very popular team. Cox. Ball will find touch just inside the 10-metre line, deep into St George's area. Scrum win to Manly against the feed. Hasler tackled on the Saints 22. Ritchie going out for Saints. Manly! Cox has scored! That's the ball game! And that's Manly into the semi-finals of the $500,000 National Panasonic. Mitchell Cox, after Phil Blake had folded around. Here's the Foster's replay. Good piece of football by Blake. Cox wasn't tackled. He in fact was out of the clutches, and momentum takes him across, but Blake folded around as he indicated he would earlier when the scrum was recalled, and Mitchell Cox picks up the try. Manly twice have won the National Panasonic, or should I say twice have won the Cup final. 82 and 83 back-to-back Cup victories. And the kick by Cochrane is successful. 12 points to 2 in favour of Manly over St George. Sunday, our NEC big game telecast from Penrith Park. The Saints and Penrith. And that's an important Winfield Cup match for those two teams. If you look at the table. Burgess to play it. Jarvis. Oh, Manly really tackling with a lot of enthusiasm there. Three of them taking Jarvis back a few metres. Here's Young back to the blind for Wynn. Long ball over for Beattie. Cleal picks it up for Manly. Gives it to Blake. This is a try. Phil Blake goes in for Manly's third try. A try that came off a St George mistake. Came out of nowhere, so to speak. Here's the Foster's Lager replay. Michael Beattie was tackled by Cleal. The ball comes out. Whether or not the replay suggested that it was stolen by Cleal after the tackle had been effected remains simply a talking point. Let's see it again. The ball is... Well, I'm not prepared to think that it did come off Cleal wrenching at the ball. It seemed that Beattie was the last to have hold of it. And Blake it is who scampers in to pick up this four-pointer for the Manly Warringah side to more than seal it up now. Cochrane now from on the 22. Breeze will bring it around to goal. Great kick by Cochrane. Manly 18, St George 2. Young. Noak. Manly's defence as strong now as it was in the second quarter when you saw St George throw the ball around. They had it for 28 straight tackles. And no one can deny that that was a superb defensive quarter from the Manly side. Maybe on one occasion at least St George were hard done by. In fact, I still believe there was a try scored that was disallowed. But looking at it, all ends up this Manly team has thoroughly deserved this quarter-final victory. And they've used the breeze the way it was meant to be used. And they've done their tackling when they've had to. And how. Put down behind by Cleal, and the referee is going to put a scrum down. Just outside the Saints 22. There's the siren, it's all over. The second quarter final played before, I'm not sure how many, but probably a crowd of around 17,000 on a bitterly cold night at Newcastle. Has been won by the Eagles, defeating St George 18 points to 2. Lyons, Cox and Blake scored tries for Manly. Cochrane kicked 3 goals, another strong performance by this young hooker. And O'Connor kicked the St George goal.